In this video, we're going to be looking at this bag of coins right here that I picked up from the recent IMEX show. There was a dealer that had a foreign coin bin of 5 for $1. There were a lot of boring things in his bin, but when you dug through it long enough, I found this small number of winners out here. So it was 5 for $1. These are 20 coins. So all in all, I paid $4 for this lot, and for the fun of it, I keep a running book value of what I picked up out of here. And so let's take a look. We're going to start with a coin from Honduras from 1973. A lot of Honduran coins have a look like this. I will say that anytime I do pick up any coin from Honduras, I have to look it up because there's so many subtle varieties from today all the way back to 100 years ago. They all look about the same, but there's some subtle differences. The font of the letters, how big the numbers are. Sometimes there are clouds in the background. But this one is a 20 centavos of a Lempira coin. This coin was actually only a 1-year coin, and it did have different style lettering than the previous years. So this one is KM81. Next, we're going to have a diamond-shaped coin from India that I was kind of surprised I've never seen this one before. So this is the earliest days of India when they were no longer ruled by Britain. The half Anna, and so I don't know the name of the animal that is on this coin, but in my catalog it looked like the 1 Anna coin from the same time also had this on it. It has a diamond mint mark underneath the date of 1950. That means that it was made at the Bombay Mint. And yeah, happy to find this one. Looks like it's in pretty decent shape. I knew I already had this next coin from Austria, but I'm a sucker for coins that are this old. So it has the old-fashioned Austrian design of the two-headed eagle. The eagle on the left holding a sword with one of its claws, and then on the other side, don't know what that is. Almost looks like a bomb or something. But this one is goes back to a time where it doesn't give you the name of the country or the value of the denomination on here, just a large number 1 and the date of 1901. This one is a 1 Heller coin, and it was made out of bronze from 1892 to 1916. In your catalog, it's KM 2800. Next, we're going to pick up a coin from Singapore, right here. A lot of the coins from Singapore in the 80s and 90s had this design with the 2 lions. The banner in the middle is down on the ends. At one time, they redesigned this where it was up at the corners and down in the middle. So that's one thing to look out for with Singapore coins. But this one is a $1 coin featuring a periwinkle. This one has a catalog number of 54B from 1989. And the B does mean that it's made out of aluminum bronze, but the original version of this coin, number 54, was made out of copper nickel and was also a larger version of this coin. There is also a silver proof version of this, which was 54A. And so since it was a reduced size, that made this one 54B. There's also 54C, which is also the silver proof of the smaller version of this periwinkle dollar. Next, we have this coin from Chile. Quite the mustache this guy has. This is Jose Manuel Balmaceda. And this coin's going to be 20 centimos, or centésimos, from 1971. KM 195. Now we're going to move to a coin that actually threw me off a little bit when I first saw it. It's going to be this coin from Canada. Have you ever seen one of the Canadian 5-cent coin with a beaver on it? That is made out of brass instead of copper nickel. So 1942. Go ahead and flip it over. We've got King George the Sixth on this one. Tiny little bit of mint luster on here, but also a little bit of corrosion to kind of detect or detract from that. But so yes, they made this coin for 1 year out of brass. Now, also before 1942, this coin was round, and so they made it 12-sided for quite a while. We call it brass. They call it tomback as their name of the metal. And so after World War II was over, they made another coin that had a large V for victory on it instead of the beaver. And so there is a brass version of that one. Then there's also I believe a nickel-plated steel version of that coin, which is easy to find where some of the metal, the not so shiny metal underneath kind of shows through a little bit. That one almost looks like a coin that someone since had plated and then it wore off, but it just over the years when they wear off, that's what it looks like. But this was the only year, 1942 is the only year that the beaver 5-cent coin was made out of brass instead of nickel. And so this one's going to have a book value of $1.75. I think it's sometimes kind of hard to forget or remember which versions of the coins I have from Lebanon, but or in their language, Republic Lebanese. It's going to be a date of 1954. It almost looks like 190C, but their 5 looks like the 0 or kind of a teardrop shape. Not really sure what's going on with the 4 right there. That's not usually how the 4 looks, but this coin was only made for 1 year and there's nothing else that looks like it. So it was sort of easy to identify. It is going to be KM18 in the catalog. This side, it does say 5 piastres, but you can tell that it's kind of well worn. And there's the number 5 again, a little bit bigger than the one on the other side. So here is a coin from Croatia. So the coins from Croatia, one side's always going to say Republika Hrvatska with the denomination on it. This one is 20 lipa. Then have the crest at the bottom with the little waves on the side. And then they're always going to have some kind of plant or animal on them. This one's dated 1994. They tend to have a couple of different legends on them. One's going to be the odd numbered years, and then they're going to be the ones with the even number years. So there are usually 2 different versions of all of the Croatian coins. This 20 lipa coin from 1994 is KM17. The next coin I'm going to pick up here turned out to be the one that have the highest book value out of the whole collection. It's going to be this one from, looks like Ireland, but that's what we would call Iceland. It is a 1 krona coin. It does have a little bit of corrosion on here, but this one's also a key date. And I didn't have this coin to begin with, but it's got the monogram of CX, which is Christian the 10th, dated 1992. In this case, the heart is going to be a mint mark on here. So in later years, this coin did not have the heart right there, which meant that it was made in London. This 1 krona coin from 1929 is KM 3.1. So the 0.1 means it does have the heart mint mark on here. If you could find this in an MS-60 state, the catalog value on that one is $135. So this is not that, especially with the corrosion on it, but still would say this one has a book value of about $10 on it. So that's more than I paid for the whole bag. Most of the time when you find a zinc coin, it's corroded to the point where it's completely turned black, or if it's in really bad condition, the corrosion goes even further and almost gives it kind of like a white residue on the coin. But every once in a while, you'll find one of these old zinc coins before it turns black. And that's what we have with this coin from Denmark right here. So the original look of a zinc coin is almost looks like an aluminum coin, maybe a little bit darker than that, but this is going to be a coin from Denmark, and they still use most of the zinc coins we find are from World War II, but a couple of countries continue to use them up even to the 70s, and this may have been the last year that Denmark used. I think they maybe went one more year after this one, but 1971 still using zinc on their coin. This side's in better condition. This one is going to be the 2 ore from Denmark. So yeah, I'm always happy to find a zinc coin that is still not turned black, and so this one's going to be an upgrade in my collection. It's going to be KM 840.2, and the .2 just means that they use different mint mark initials or mint master initials over the years. We're going to move to a coin from Greece, and so I've seen this person on Greek coins a lot on a 1 drachma coin. It is this is going to be Marcos Botsaris, and it's going to be a 50 lepta coin. So this is half of a drachma from 1976, and this is the last coin that Greece made that was less than 1 drachma. They continue to make this coin until 1986. 50 lepta. KM 115. We'll go to a coin from El Salvador. This one is a coin made out of nickel, because they've changed their metal content a lot over the last 50 years or so. República de El Salvador, 1970. And 25 centavos. So this one's going to be KM 139. Now we're going to move to Namibia. Hard for me to say that. Republic of Namibia. So trying to get this in the light just right. Looks like we've got a couple of, their crest on the back has their shield. A couple of maybe antelope with an eagle on top of it. Let me add some light here. Maybe that'll show up a little bit better here. From 2007. So on this side we have a tree that kind of looks like a palm tree, but this is the 5 cents coin. So they made this coin for quite a while. This was in 2007, but I think they made this even back in the 80s or so. So it's KM1, the first coin in their catalog. Now we're going to move on to a coin from Sweden. So I had a coin like this with a different monarch on it, but this one's going to be Carl the 16th, Gustav, King of Sweden, from 2007. Kind of a thicker coin with segmented reading on it. It's going to be the 10 kroner coin. So this one had a pretty good, just a foreign exchange value. So that means the book price is pretty much the foreign exchange value. So this one's worth about $2. That one's going to be KM 895, and the metal on it was copper, aluminum, and zinc mixture. We're going to move to a coin from Panama, where I usually say this about coins from Panama, and they make their coins the same size and weight and metal content as United States coins, because they wanted to peg their coins to the United States dollar. So this is the size of a US dime or 10-cent coin, but this coin from 1996 is their decimo or 1/10 of a Balboa. So in 1996, they switched to the low relief version. So the details don't stick out as high on this coin as some of the older versions of this coin. It's going to be KM 127. Also believe about 1996 they changed the design on the reverse to this design. Now I'm going to pick up this coin from Belize. I think the 5-cent and the 25-cent coin from Belize are very easy to find. I don't see the 10-cent coin hardly ever. So I picked it up just to make sure I had it, and I did. But we've got, this coin didn't change their design for decades. And so they used the same portrait of Queen Elizabeth for a very long time. That one's going to be KM35. Let's take a look at this coin from Colombia. Very well worn, but this particular one, I didn't know it when I picked it up, but it is a variety. So this is the 1946 large date variety. I already had the 1946 small date variety. And so there are a couple other ways that you can tell differences on here. One is the small date doesn't really show the beads that go around the edge very much. And this time on this one, the beads are pretty obvious. And then another way you can tell, and it's a lot harder on this one because it's so well worn, but if you can, I don't know how well this shows up on camera, but there's almost a crack that appears, you can see it the best under the letter N on here. There's kind of a crack on here, and that was a die crack that they never fixed, and it appears on pretty much every coin of the large date variety on here. So this one is KM199, and even though this one's not that good, because it's the rarer variation of this coin, that gives it a book value of $2. We're going to move to a euro coin that I didn't have. It's going to be a 10 euro cent. And this one's going to be Finland. So it is a little bit scratched up, but the euro coins from Finland aren't as easy to find, but I think pretty much all of them do have the lion with sword ready to fight. So this one's from 1999, and I didn't have it. One of those countries that you just don't find very often is going to be shown here. Samoa from 2011. And so the monarch here, last name of Efi, E-F-I. Flip this one over. It's a 20 scene coin, and there is a flower on here. My notes call it the Tawila flower. Maybe it's Chuila flower. I'm probably mispronouncing everything about this coin, but it is from Samoa, and you don't find it very often. Going to be coin number KM169. That leaves us with one coin, and it's another country that you just do not see very often. It's a former Soviet country because it has the Cyrillic on here. The value here is 20 dirham. So it's kind of a mixture between dram and the Arabic dirhams, but 20 dirham. The country here from 2006 is Tajikistan. And so this might be my third coin from Tajikistan. You don't really see them hardly at all. Very tough to even pronounce, Tajikistan. KM 4.2. And the 0.2 on here, the variation of this coin is the number 20 here is larger. There's an older version of this coin where the 20 is smaller on this coin. So that is our 20th and final coin that we're looking at in the bag. I paid $4 for the whole lot, but if you're like me and you just want to keep up with the book value of everything that you pick up, the book value of all these coins adds up to $22. So I am very happy with these pickups. And so thanks for watching. We've got more videos like this one coming out. Bye.